Hello, I'm Nathan Judah. I'm here with Wolves reporter Joe Edwards. Joe, Wolves 0, Sevilla 1. Wasn't meant to be, but they connect it with their heads held high.
Yeah, they can. I mean, I'm gutted, you're gutted. I'm pretty sure everybody watching this is gutted. That's the overriding emotion at first thing. But you've got to be proud of this journey. It's got them all the way to Germany, all the way to Duisburg. Didn't want it to be in an empty stadium, of course. We would love it to be a sea of old gold here, but that was how it turned out. Wolves really, just in the end, one game too far, you'd say.
Yeah, it was, and look, you can't begrudge Sevilla. I mean, Wolves had 27% possession. You're not going to win many games when you've had 27% possession, and I didn't want to rule anything. Of course, that first half chance, they started the first 10 minutes sensationally. They kind of went downhill after that. But that run by Adama, the foul, the penalty, and you think that Wolves, if they were going to win against a magnificent side, and they are a superb side, won this competition many times, you've got to convert that and give yourself something to hold on to.
Yeah, I mean, you do wonder what could have been. I mean, what a start it was, because we looked at Traoré coming into this team and was a bit surprised that he didn't go with Jota, with Jimenez, but in 10 minutes in, it looked like it was going to work a treat. What a run it was. And then just one of the biggest surprises of recent memory, of Jimenez missing a penalty. He just hasn't done it before, and yeah, the keeper read it well. Of course, there was elements of encroachment perhaps, and there was talk of the keeper being off his line, but it was a good out for him. Jimenez will be disappointed with that, but then after that, Wolves had the stuffing knocked out of them, they lost momentum, and then on top of that, they were shattered really.
They were knackered. They've been going for 14 months now, and you can understand it. But at the same time, you just feel that they needed that little lift, didn't they? And it completely changed the game. And really, after that, it was one-way traffic. I mean, 14 corners to 0.
Yeah.
They've had 73% of the possession, and they've done it so well. They were a good side, and Wolves, they defended very, very deep. They did, but I feel like that's an easy thing to say. It's an easy thing to analyse, because Sevilla made them do that. They were relentless. They kept the ball so well. The possession was so well. And as soon as the defence got it out, it came back at them and back at them and back at them. It's because they're superior players, a lot of them. They're brilliant players. I don't think you can argue too much about what's happened tonight. Like you say, just a bridge too far.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about Sevilla and their history in the competition and the quality that they have. They've shown exactly that tonight. I mean, they're strong all over the pitch. I thought their defenders were very good. I mean, I know Carlos took down Jimenez for the penalty, but in the middle of the park they were very good. Suso and a Campos, a handful all night, and they'll give Man United a very good game on Sunday, and all the best to them, because to be honest, they were definitely deserved winners on the night, and nobody can really begrudge them. It was a late goal, but it had been coming for quite a while.
Yeah, you can't begrudge them. I think Sevilla could go on and win this tournament, to be honest. But what you can't forget is, look, a lot of people say, well, you're never going to balance the league, you're not going to balance the Europa League. Unfortunately, or fortunately,
come on.
Wolves are not playing European football next season. You see where I was going there. You can see where I was going there. I killed you there.
Yeah.
but they can concentrate on the league, and they can concentrate on the cups as well, because that could be very interesting next year. So just have go and clear your heads. Have 3 weeks, 2-3 weeks. I know it's straight back into it, and you can argue whether that's long enough for Wolves to recover after a long season. Yeah. But now it's a new thing. They haven't got European football. They're going to play, once every week. So they can recover. They can really concentrate on maybe having a good go, not just in the league, but domestic competition, cup competitions as well.
Yeah, they can't. I mean, of course, this is a gutting night. I mean, you can't help but be gutted, but they can't be too disheartened by this going forward. I mean, I know they haven't got Europe for next season, but 7th in the league and last day of the Europa League. Anybody would have taken that at the start of the season. Now is the time to reflect and analyse, as Nuno said in his post-match press conference, and it's now a time to look to improve the squad, as Nuno alluded to as well. He wants to strengthen it. He says it, no doubt about it. We need players. We need to improve this group and carry on pushing Wolves forward. They're not going to stop here. They weren't just happy to be here. They weren't just kind of happy to make up the numbers. They haven't got it next season, Europe. but they want to push on in the Premier League and try and get back here as soon as they can.
Yeah, and of course the biggest signing hopefully in pre-season will be Nuno signing a new contract. That's the most important one. Hopefully he'll do that. But you know, it is glaringly obvious that Wolves need, if they're gonna really challenge and they're gonna keep on challenging and keep on vying for those European spots, because it doesn't just come. You know, they've really got to work. They've got to improve on that squad, and they've got to make some signings, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, I think you've almost seen it tonight a little bit. I know that they didn't kind of completely change the game, but Sevilla bringing on the likes of De Jong and Vazquez, you know, players of that kind of experience, as where Wolves really, apart from Jota and Neto, there's not really anything on that on an 11-man bench. It's all kids really.
Yeah.
So that's the big thing now. I think 3 or 4 additions would be a very good summary. It's about making that. You know, you haven't got to deviate from that smaller squad mentality, but it's about making that small number you have better and just improving the quality there.
It has been, though, an unbelievable journey. 13 months ago when we started covering this in Northern Ireland, and we've gone all over Europe, and it's been an absolute pleasure, hasn't it, really?
388 days.
Wow,
59 or 60 games, 10 different countries. Yeah, it's been a fantastic ride.
And it's been a great season. You don't forget, this has been an unbelievable season. A season that 16 other Premier League clubs would only dream to have, and they're not capable of it. They won't do it next season, they'll do it in 5 years, they won't do it in a decade. And Wolves have done it, and they've done this city proud.
Be proud, be proud. They have done the city proud, they've done us all proud. And just look forward to watching them again. I mean, it's going to be 3-4 weeks. I mean, there's hardly any sort of a break, but hopefully it'll be enough. And we'll get back to football next season, the Premier League, and hopefully sooner rather than later get the fans in there as well.
Been a pleasure, mate.
Been a pleasure. Thank you very much, mate.
Been a long season.
It
has been emotional. We will be back in about 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks time. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed all the coverage at expressthestar.com this season. It's been an absolute blast. Wolves 0 Sevilla 1 for all the post-match reaction. Make sure you log on to expressthestar.com.